All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So let's start the week off by checking out SOUN and BBAI. Clearly, BBAI did much better than I expected, all right? I will talk about that sell-off on Friday. It almost looked like there was going to be a similar sell-off today, but I would say it did much better in the close of today than it did yesterday. I mean, I think the candle size alone, you can see it, but I was looking at the 15-minute and the hourly chart on that one, all right? SOUN, really interesting position right now, right? Because again, you can see it. We are definitely below the 8 moving average. Not necessarily getting, I'm not going to overreact on a single candle, but my ears are perking right now, and I'm very curious to see how this is going to confirm tomorrow, all right? Clearly, you're still bullish over the 8 and the 20, but that's a pretty hard fall down if we go all the way to the 20, and no one wants to see that happen, right? So that'll be the big story. And again, volume was another big difference, right? You can see 85 million is a lot, right? Especially compared to BBAI's 60 something million. But when you do better than yesterday or better than Friday as opposed to worse, that'll make a difference as well, right? So excited to talk about these two, as I have been for, it's only been like 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been forever on these. But yeah, we will go and I will give you more of my thoughts and opinions shortly. But before we go any further and I give you more, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are some horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can click that share button. Oh, it's a powerful little button that helps the algos so much, all right? So let's get going on SOUN, all right? Again, amazing turn of events, all right? What was a stock that was well under all 5 moving averages ends up breaking and flying, to say the least, right? Where are we? Look, it's crazy because today is actually one of only 3 real candles I'm looking at. You can argue maybe this one's real too, but I mean, this, and this those are essentially the only strong candles in a string of what? That's 5 right there. That's about 7 right there. That's a lot of candles and only a couple real ones, right? So that alone, I think, does scream a lot. I'm sorry, I'm a little stuffy, so hopefully it doesn't sound too bad here. What's the concern right now? Look, it's 2 things, and I started off the video with both of them, all right? 8 moving average and volume, okay? First off, and I mean, 8, the 8 moving average is the line that you literally just keep riding up. Or, I mean, the stock knows it. You just can't get over it for such a long period. This is literally months and months pretty much under a single line, right? So that 8 is no joke, okay? I always say 8 and the 20, because again, sometimes you'll slip below the 8 and you'll fall down. The 20 will do the job and take you back up, all right? The problem is when you're sitting around, let's just round up to 6, and you're almost going to come all the way down to basically 4 to the 20 moving average. That's a 33% loss. No one wants to lose a third of their money, but smile and say, hey, it's bullish. You know what I mean? Like that's like almost the opposite of what bullish is, right? So though I like being over this line as well, no one wants to see that fall, right? So tomorrow might dictate a lot of it. And look, this 516 line kind of is the only thing stopping us between here and the big fall, right? Because I mean, just look at this channel. I'm zooming out, right? But look at this 516 to 4. Red, green, green, green. Red, green, green, green. whole mess of nothing. Red, 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 green, 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 right? Like just ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, and very, very quick. If we lose 516, that could be a scary fall, okay? Again, I can easily see us hitting this 8, which is where we're at right now, and bouncing right back up, right? We did it here. We did it here. We might be able to do it for a third time. I can see it. Look, I actually saw one. I'm going to ignore that. Look, let me look at this one right here, the one that started the big run, all right? Look, this stock knows how to go 1, 2, 3, basically to a fourth, and then that's where it ended. Even this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the fourth one's kind of where that one ended as well. Maybe that's a little bit indicative of what a SoundHound normally does with that 1, 2, 3. We should hopefully see a bounce if history repeats itself. This is normally what I would call bounce or die. I think using the word die is a little extreme. Again, we were looking at $2 not that long ago. So when I'm talking about a fall to 4, that's still double what this was a stone throw away early February, right? We're in early March now. So, you know, I use my words loosely because, again, I said this on a comment. I'm so shocked at how many SoundHound longs actually watch my videos. You know I'm a day trader. You know I'm a swing trader. You know I'm not a long, whatever word you want to use, right? And yeah, it's so cool to get both sides of the coin. My quick thoughts, your long thoughts, and everything kind of in between, right? So this is what I would normally call bounce or die. I'm gonna just kind of call it bounce or fall on my thumbnail. But yeah, we either lose this and head on down, or we bounce and head on up. All right. Where are we on the weekly? Look, the one thing that I like is we are still not seeing 100 moving average on the weekly. Okay, now I'm not going to count all of these, but look, once you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the 8th week, we get the first 8 dot. As I count all the way to 20, that's the 20 weekly average. That's obviously the 50th week. We still have not been trading for 100 weeks. All right, so this is still a relatively new stock. There are no more moving averages. We are over all of them. Now look, break doji run, not that bad. You know I prefer back-to-back. Back-to-back is what I call confirmation, right? So, you know, I still want more. I do. You know what I mean? So it's weird. Like I think it's semantic-y if I say that this didn't confirm, because generally I actually would say good candle, doji, candle after the doji, good enough, right? But I wish I had a little bit more of a back-to-back. I think I'm saying that more as a hindsight is 2020, because I still haven't even seen back-to-back on the daily. So you know I want to at least see it on the weekly, right? So yeah, overall, I want to end it with volume before I move to the next one. Look, we have seen this thing. I don't want to use pump and dump. That's not the term at all, right? But we've seen it pop. We've seen volume fade, right? And I would call that a fade. That is a very gradual fade before it pops up, okay? We are, once again, seeing a pretty gradual fade happen. That was a little scarier right there, but nonetheless, that's a little closer to what seems like a gradual drop, right? So what I don't want is us to go below the 50-day average. If we start to slip below 40 million shares traded, that could be scary, right? If we're looking at basically 6 million shares-ish per hour, that's scary. You're going to want it to be about double that, right? So if we're a little bit closer to 10, 11 million shares per hour, that'll make us closer to 80 million. That'll still put us under today, but, you know, it'll at least keep us over the 50-day average. The one thing I would hate is a fall with bad volume. That's almost worse than a fall with a big sell-off of volume. And I know that kind of seems silly as I say that out loud because volume is king and I always say that, right? But no volume is almost as deadly as really big sell-off bad volume. It is. And I hope that makes sense. Throw some comments and I'll try to elaborate if that doesn't, all right? SoundHound, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Hey, I appreciate you so much. Let's check out BBAI. All right, really quickly, if you can please subscribe, if you can please share, that would be much appreciated. So interesting chart here to say the least. All right, the easiest place to start is I was wrong. I did not expect this to be a positive day, let alone over 25%. All right, if you watched my video, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so today is the 4th, right? Obviously this was today's big trade. You can see on the on the 1st, sorry, that was the weekend, right? The last hour of Friday's chart was this big, crazy sell-off, all right? And to me, that was scary. To me, that seemed like a lot of people did not want to hold over the weekend. To me, that seemed like people thought earnings were just a little bit too close and this and that. No. Clearly, that was not the answer at all. You know, and as I look at this, even the hourly is kind of saying, hey, look, we never lost the 20. Stay over the 8 and the 20 on the hourly. It's just as important as staying over the 8 and the 20 on the daily, right? So, you know, the sell-off scared me. The sell-off for sure was what made me think this was going to go down, especially because we basically went, for lack of words, back-to-back dojis, all right? I think the really big thing that helped was volume. You can see it. This obviously was less volume than SoundHound, right? 66 is clearly a smaller number than 90-ish, right? I thought it was 88, but whatever. The difference, before I move, is this is what? Roughly 50% of Friday. BBAI goes over. Instead of what was a little bit less than 50, we actually add what, 5, 10, 15% more and take us up about 15 million more to this 66 that we're looking at today. When volume grows, good things happen. All right. And you know, yeah, I wish this was a little stronger. I wouldn't necessarily call this a good candle after the doji, but again, this going up did at least exceed my expectations. All right, do I have a line above it? I do. I have a line above it at 517. Yeah, it kind of seems like this is going to want to come to 517. I think as long as volume holds about that 45 million we saw from yesterday, so what does that mean? 45 divided by about 7 hours of trading. As long as you're seeing about 6.5 million shares traded that first hour, obviously, you know, roughly 3.2 in the first 30 minutes and et cetera, right? But that's what you're going to want to see to at least maintain. Again, that's a little bit below, right? I am putting us less than today's volume, and I think that could still be okay if we get more volume. my, okay? Again, I talked about it on the last video. I liked the acquisition news. Acquiring another company is a big step in going from a small to a medium. You keep doing it a little bit more, and then you eventually go from medium to big and juggernaut from there, right? And what I like more is BBAI was the one that's buying. They're the one that's saying, look, yeah, we're small, but you know what? We're the bigger ones of the smaller ones. We're the ones with the plan of the smaller ones. We're absorbing. Right? So clearly a lot needs to happen. They need to integrate well. They need to see who works well with the current team, et cetera, right? There's still a lot of work to be done, but an important first step, all right? Earnings is on the 7th. Earnings is on Thursday, okay? I think it should make tomorrow pretty safe. And again, there's no such thing as safe, right? That's a silly word to use. I think tomorrow not being earnings makes what I think our run to 517. Real quick, where are we compared to that? This is the bottom of this little peak right here. This opens at 453. We're at 433. Watch and what did we wick at? Nope. Today. What did we wick at today? 480. Okay, cool. We passed that. Yeah, I think we go for 517 today. Tomorrow. I think that's a good shot. I would be worried on Wednesday. I'm actually not sure if earnings are before or after market, but I could see some people selling on Wednesday because, again, don't forget where we're at. This was under 2 not that many days ago. Even if you waited for this 250 to break, you've almost doubled. When I just said that the high of today was 480, that's a stone throw away from 5, right? So again, a lot of people are sitting at a 2, maybe 3x gain right now, right? So imagine some profit takings to be had, if earnings is good. We're smashing 517, and I'll draw that for now. I don't even know if that's a good line. Let me zoom in. That's not a bad line. We'll keep that for now. I will finesse that if we need to. Cool. Let's take a look at the weekly. Let me zoom in on the weekly. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Look, again, I want a little bit more, but hey, this is just the start of the week, right? We are over all the moving averages on the weekly. Last week was a big weekly candle. This is a good gap up start to that. We're also seemingly over that 50% point, and that's kind of actually where we opened today. I love it. Cool. BBAI. Tomorrow should be good trading. I'd be cautious on Wednesday. Thursday will dictate if this thing goes insane or comes back to reality, all right? Earnings. I'm always scared of earnings. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Hey, I appreciate you so much.